I don't think there should be like higher tax. I think there should be zero income tax, super libertarian shit, and all government should be voluntary and shit. Like there shouldn't be salaries for people like in the Senate and stuff. Like it should be, all government should be voluntary, purely out of public good, and they shouldn't be able to, do all these money schemes and become corrupt. But yeah, there should be no income tax. Let people just spend what they want, build their own communities.
You heard it first from right here on IJS Radio. IJS. My liberal friend Scott Sycamore here admitted that he's for zero income tax.
Don't tag me with the L word.
And
lesbian.
a voluntary government, which I'm for. Yeah,
Volgov.
That's actually what our government was originally designed to be.
That looks hella low.
There was no income tax until 1913.
13, and what are we in now? 2013.
Exactly.
100 years later.
The 100th year
war
of this federal income tax that has basically created nothing but endless wars and just bankrupted
endless whores is what it's really created. Whores for cash.
Yes. So, by the way, we have a special friend here. He doesn't want. He's not part of the show. He's just part of the audience.
We'll call him the Invisible Man. He's our first audience member, which should be pretty. Other than John's mom, of course.
Who's John's mom?
Your mom.
What about
John Montana?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
because we're near her.
That's
place.
right. I'm
Sometimes
John. I forget. Sometimes I forget who I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's John?
That's the edibles, bro. So we were in the middle of discussing that. The possibility of a Santorum presidency and how it would play out now with all these shootings and tragic bombings and shit.
How would a Santorum president handle all these things? Like a fucking... all these, it would be too comical and inappropriate. He would just say the worst things, and
because you have to admit, Obama
but our show would be a lot better too. Like we'd have a lot more to talk about
because it sucks now.
It was nothing but comedy when he was running. It was also other colorful characters like Herman Cain. Sorry, I'm not trying to be racist.
Colorful.
Or Michelle Bachmann. She's kind of the lack of color, but and Rick Perry, of course, Miss Rick Niggerhead Perry. So we had very interesting characters.
He has a colorful ranch.
And then, of course, Santorum was the most interesting, of course, because he pretty much is responsible for our show, almost because we used to put his jokes in the intro, which we will bring back the Santorum joke. I promise.
John's obsessed with this, but until he's in the news, let's say again, we were doing more topical shit because back then we didn't really.
But there was funny shit, not just Santorum, but like Jay Russ. Jason Russell.
Well, okay, so the theme is it turned from all these really goofy stories in early to mid 2012 to fucking multiple mass shootings, bombings, war.
That
right on the doorstep.
The West Texas fertilizer explosion is now a criminal investigation
into what?
And they arrested a first responder.
Maybe is this one of your?
Is he just another witness?
Is this one of your facts that's not true?
No,
it's ill reporting or whatever.
No, it's real.
It couldn't be reversed. Okay, so
Look
they arrested a.
I saw this on CNN, so it has to be true.
Oh yes, exactly. The Clinton News Network brings it to you again. But listen, so you're saying it was an inside job, possibly by a fireman type, first responder type.
I don't know what
they planted a bomb.
No, the cops arrested a first responder, but they're saying that he has nothing to do with the actual investigation. That's what they're claiming. Then why would they arrest him?
You mean they arrested him for something else, like drunk driving?
I don't know. But they're saying that it's now a criminal investigation.
All right, we're gonna dig. IJS Nation, dig, go. Caterpillar machines.
Who knows what the fuck is going on? But there's a lot of things going on. Hillary Clinton is now being totally destroyed by the media because of the new revelations of Benghazi, that there was a stand down order.
But I thought a month ago she was going to be running for president any day now, and she's like the front runner and all this bullshit. But you can see they're tearing her down.
She's looking even worse now than she did after that.
Well, actually, I sort of have to give it up to you, even though it's still bullshit, because you did predict Benghazi would become a big story, and I poo-pooed the idea. And I think it was a big story from the beginning. But I still think it's sort of I still think it's a non-story overall, even though it's not really a non-story. In our modern world, it's a non-story.
Okay, it's the equivalent to 9/11 minus the number of fucking casualties.
Oh yeah, it's a horrible thing. It's so fucked up.
It was a stand-down order given to let that guy die over there, that ambassador over there in Libya.
We're fighting him over there.
Okay,
so we don't have to fight him here.
That's pretty serious charge right there. You know what I mean? That's more than just a charge that can be used for impeachment, but not just that, it can be used for like imprisonment.
They're taking the Alex Jonesian playbook, really, and putting it against Obama's.
It's treason to let a government employee be murdered.
Will Obama be the first president to be executed, possibly by hanging?
I can't believe my friend Scott Sycamore just said that.
Come on now. You said treason. Treason's punishable by death. And theoretically, if they did that, if you convict him of that, you could hang him in the public square.
Well,
Maybe not in the
we don't do that.
I know we don't.
Lethal injection.
Lethal inject. But look, I know that's your fantasy world, but
I don't think the president should be executed. But there's people out there. But the thing.
Treason carries the death penalty.
But only the vice president can actually execute that.
You think if George Bushington...
So basically, the only way that would happen is if Joe Biden said, "Okay, we're gonna go with
execution,
the death penalty."
But imagine if Biden became the guy to execute the first black president.
Wow.
He would go down.
It wouldn't
as a
look good.
White
But that's why
hero.
it's not gonna happen.
No, it could be Boehner.
Biden is gonna pardon him.
It's not going to happen. By the way, Secret Service, stay away from, you don't need to be coming around. I'm not saying anyone should or would.
We're just predicting the future here. Everything we say ends up coming true. Am I not, right?
Our audience member has a very weird look on his face.
Have we been wrong with any of our predictions?
Oh, yeah, tons of shit, but we're still
Not really.
Well, I'm sure we go back. Probably
not the major predictions.
I would say you've been wrong probably a lot, and I've been.
No, I've been wrong about little predictions, but I've been dead right on big predictions.
No, we're right about it because the whole point is if you follow the news, you can predict what will happen in the future. If you really follow it and analyze it correctly.
And also study how study the history and study how it's happened before. And see how it keeps happening over and over because human nature is repetitive.
You just have to look at recent history. You don't even have to go back into the distant past. You just see what happened 4 years ago or 2 years ago.
It's the same handbook over and over and over. It's the same fucking thing. They use the same tactics of these fake terror. You know what I mean? A lot of times they frame someone. A lot of times they have their patsies. And it's just crazy. It's black ops, and they don't communicate with people either. They'll tell the actual terrorists, they'll tell them that they're doing something good, that this is a drill and that there's fake bullets in their guns or something like that. And they'll go around shooting their bullets, not thinking that they're fake bullets. And these guys are all kinds of drugs.
Yeah, bath salts and
next thing you know, there's a mass
spice.
murder.
Bath salts and spice alone is an interesting combo.
And you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Blackwater and AKA Kraft International.
Now listen, you know what? There's this meme out there.
AKA Monsanto.
There's an idea out there right now that all these potential terrorists, all these Jokars and Zokars and fucking Tamerlans and shit that. There's this idea amongst the liberals and whatnot that they're all just goofs. They're just a bunch of we're fighting a bunch of idiotic kids.
Stoners, yeah. They're all stoners.
And shit. Yeah, and ho, we have nothing to worry about.
They're all emo. They all have the long emo hair and
they all
shit.
Fucked up their bombings.
Joe Carr the guy who shot up the school. He's that emo kid with the fucking
There's a bunch
hair.
of famous terrorists. There's a bunch of famous terrorists that didn't even do a terrorist act. All these underwear bombers and shoe bombers, Times Square bombs. The bombs didn't even go off. So they're not even the bombers. And
they were set up. All these guys, the underwear bomber, the shoe bomber, the Christmas bomber, these guys were all set up. It's been proven that these were all FBI sting operations.
Yeah, they use stoners and all this shit and whatever, but they're not fucking planning shit.
Did you see that movie I told you about, Five Fingers?
No, I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah, no, it's totally breaks down. I can't tell you, I can't reveal the whole plot because you have to. It's the element of surprise, but it totally breaks down everything we're talking about.
For sure. Yeah, that Larry Fishburne.
But it tells you how torture is basically the key element to all this.
Yeah, I know there's a movie called Unthinkable with I think L. Jackson's in it, where it's there's a white terrorist and they have him. It's all about should they torture him and what is it's a serious.
This is kind of what you're saying is kind of what Five Fingers is about.
In sense of
that's the basic. That's the basic story.
Using the goons, using the fucking.
The story is basically about a guy being tortured. And you don't really know who's who and what is what until the very end of the movie. That's all I'm going to say.
Sounds like the feel-good movie of Dick Cheney's summer.
It's about a white guy being tortured by some black people with Muslim clothes on. That's what it is.
Yeah, there's been a lot of
but you have to see, like, by the end, you understand, like, the whole thing. You're like, wow.
I mean, it's been over 10 years now. There's been a lot of inside terrorism movies and TV shows and stuff that have gotten into this inner world, you know. So we know it can help you figure about all these decisions. What do you think about what we, including Mr. Invisible, we're talking about? Like, do you think that if there was, like, with no welfare and with no money and everything to people, they would just start wilding in the streets and having like large scale civil unrest? Our audience member says no.
I don't think we're there yet.
You think we could be there? I think
America,
soon?
We could.
Yeah.
If one day it gets bad enough, and they really do cut off people's welfare checks, then yeah, it could happen. But I don't think that's gonna happen. You know, because I think there's so many other things we can cut before we can cut welfare.
You think people. Barry?
Because there are people who need that
there.
shit. Like there's handicapped people and old people and stuff like that. But then there's a lot of other people that are taking advantage, that are not handicapped, that are taking advantage of that system, and that's what needs to be cut out. And the corporate welfare is the biggest.
I just don't think our system. I think our system's made so it can't exist without many masses of poor people and just the people that are just cut out of the loop. It's that simple. And I'm not saying wait, I'm getting the finger shake.
We have like computers doing everything for us now.
Do you believe that Compton has to exist in order for Beverly Hills to like flourish? Like, do you believe this? This
is what the elite believe. The elite believe that there has to be poor people in the world in order for there to be rich people in the world. There has to be like people doing the jobs that they don't want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Or no jobs.
That's what the elite believe. I don't believe that. I believe that.
You don't believe that. That's
I don't believe that. I believe that innovation can create ways that
masturbation.
Like we can create fucking machines that can do all these jobs that we hire Mexicans to do.
But that will take more jobs from actual people, right?
I don't want to create like robots because that would get a little scary.
That'll never happen.
Because DARPA would take that over. But let's
that's what's coming, by the way.
Let's be more innovative so that it doesn't have to be slave labor anymore. You know what I mean?
Look, I mean, no, but there's, again, you know this, like the system's built on the slave labor and can't exist without. If everyone was just removed from the society or just didn't.
Japan has machines that can make shoes.
Sure.
But China has to use little kids to make their shoes. And China is a much bigger economy than Japan.
It's part of the system. Plus, they can't pump it out at the rates these fucking things are trying to be pumped out at.
Yeah. By the way, I think these 3D printers are going to revolutionize everything.
No, the guns, don't believe that gun hype.
Oh, I love that. They made a plastic gun.
They're going to do it
plastic gun in Remington.
Oh, what? A 3D gun? Fools.
He has a 3D gun.
You're telling me ninjas have 3D printed guns now, son?
They're already on the market. They're out there now.
How thugged out can you get with one? I mean, you tell me it really is going to fire like an AK or something real like that? Honestly, you can talk.
Yeah, of course. It'll happen. It's already there. They're already making guns out of 3D printers.
I know.
It's already happened.
Of course, but that shows the human side. Like
it
the
just
first
shows
thing
the
we're making is
stupidity
guns.
of us trying to put like fucking metal detectors everywhere. If somebody really intends to get past a metal detector, they'll get a plastic gun.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, they'll never find that. Yeah, I've seen that.
It shows the stupidity of
Mr.
our
X is showing off.
Security complex.
Homie is showing off the nail gun. The what is it? The AK style nail gun. I've seen that before. Yeah,
yes, it's an AR-15 style nail gun
from DeWalt.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so you can fucking pepper your backyard or your neighbor's yard or something with nail rounds.
I think a nail will fuck somebody up. Just
you think?
Bad as a fucking bullet.
No, but it doesn't have that. Well, I'm sure it has some powder or whatnot.
How far can they shoot? Show me with your fingers, Mr. Invisible.
Look, I'm sure it has an interesting. How far are you really going to need?
How far in feet? No, how far in feet? Not in other finger.
It's not a fucking sniper rifle. But look,
so wait, it can only shoot 9 inches.
It shoots 9-inch nails. Yeah, but
9-inch nails. Trey Reznor.
It shoots Marilyn Manson powered cartridges.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. The human nature dictates that
2 feet. 2 blocks.
2 blocks. Wow. Whoa, what is that?
Those
a couple hundred
AR-15
feet?
nails, and how fast do they... How many bullets per second can they shoot?
DPS. There are no bullets, cuh.
How many bullets per second can they shoot?
But the thing is, the reason we're mentioning this, let me tell them,
John. They can shoot up to 2 blocks.
Jonathan, I will take the reins here.
So I can build a house from 2 blocks away.
No, look. You can literally hit the nail on the head. You can put a nail on someone's head. But here's the deal. The reason this is important, this nail gun AR-15 or AK or whatever it mimics, it's it goes out of the regulations. It's a loophole to gun regulation, so you can have it. You can just have them sitting around, and Obama can't take it, and all that is not going to fucking pull it from you. But here's the deal: human nature says that we're going to print guns before we print helpful shit. Not that guns aren't helpful, but
Yeah. Oh, he's just showing me a picture.
We're showing a picture
$20 bill,
and it has a gun on it. I'm misreading. What does it say? That's a lot of text.
It's just talking about inflation. Right?
You give me a lot of text. Okay.
Yeah, no. He's just showing me something about the.
We have libertarian talking points on this show.
Pissed off yet? Hell yeah.
This is the place to come for libertarian meme talking point. Not in general, but yes. But we'll keep going.
Oh wow.
Yep. There's I don't know who that. We're seeing pictures.
Superman is not here.
Superman, So back in the news, there's all kinds of news. We're seeing pictures of our mystery contestant is showing us pictures, which of course the audience can't see, and I'm not going to remember to pull up.
But that's true. He's showing us a picture of Obama dressed up as Urkel, which is very funny because it almost just looks like Urkel,
with a downward economic trend, and he says, "Did I do that?" Do you think?
No, I don't. Look, he didn't do that by himself. Of course, no one's saying that here. We had Bush before that. We had Clinton. We had the other Bush. We had many years of fucking bringing the economy down, and
bringing.
But he definitely put it into full force.
Mudslide.
Yeah, he definitely sped up the process. No,
it was already that way.
He sped up the process. I mean, Bush invaded 2 countries. Obama, how many countries did he invade by now? I don't know.
Made him halt it a
now?
bit. No, he halted it a bit because he has to be seen as savior. He halted it a little more or a lot more even than it could have been. Truly could have been.
How
if Bush had another 2
happened?
terms, he just because all these I didn't see the economy magically go up. All these tarps and all these bailouts and shit, they did have a temporary good effect, so they say. In the long term, it's going to be a disaster, but.
All that money went to CEOs. It didn't fucking have a good effect.
No, I know that too, but no, it had a confidence. It had a confidence boosting
Everything that
effect.
Obama has done has been good for Wall Street and rich people.
It. Yeah. I've seen all that.
Not for
bullshit.
America. Not for America. You're confusing Wall Street with the American economy. Yes, the Dow has been up. I hear that all the time.
No, but that's
Wall Street.
He's
bolstering. The rich.
He's doing his little bolsters. He's doing his mainstream bolsters of the economics. But again, it's only a temporary fix. That's what I think. It's it's a fix for now. So people are like, yeah, man, Obama added jobs and all this. See.
Government jobs.
We got you.
He added government jobs.
Okay, fine. But what it's going to barrel out, and then we're going to have the crash and the debt and all that. So, basically, libertarian and whatever independent talking points are good. But the reality is, you got to see the reality out there. You can't look at life as if everything is what they tell you.
I'm talking about the reality. I'm not trying to put out any kind of talking points.
You can't
I'm not a fucking spokesperson for the libertarian.
I take issue with all that because it's you can't assume that life really starts out on a level playing field because that's just not the case. We all know that. People are born in different circumstances. They live in the wrong neighborhood, right neighborhood. They have money. They don't have money.
But you have to look at to look at what works and what doesn't, though.
Yeah, but it's different.
You know what I mean?
Works. Of course you do.
If you
that's generous.
You know what I mean? We were talking about welfare. I guess this is still the subject.
Oh,
and that's good.
Sure, yeah. I've seen these memes. Leader and a boss.
So what I'm saying is, all right, now I got to make this point because I saw Walter E. Williams on John Stossel make an excellent.
That's a black dude.
Yeah, he's the black Ron Paul.
He's your Stossel mustache riding. Crush of the week.
Okay. Anyway, so Walter said something very interesting. He said that the reason that there's so much poverty in the ghetto and then black people are all on welfare.
Don't say fatherless.
And the fatherless
rate. Yeah,
of course.
We've heard all this before.
All right, is because
I'm not saying it's bullshit.
Basically, black women have been told since the welfare system really started to focus on black people since the beginning.
This is dangerous territory.
They've been told. Black women have been told basically by the government that they don't need the father around. They don't need him because they can just get money from the government to help them raise the child.
It's a government promoted feminist-ish movement. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
they encourage the chicks.
Real feminism is about equality. It's about
real feminism.
That's not promoting feminism. This is just promoting this is just promoting destroying the family unit. That's what it is.
You don't like studio gangsters when it comes to political.
What do you mean I don't like studio gangsters?
Because you're always like, oh, the real this, oh, the real Republicans, the real fucking feminists. All this. It's but who says what's real and what's not? Take the red pill.
I'm going by the definition in the current Webster's dictionary. That's what I'm going for.
That's not where you're going
real
from.
feminism is about equality. Equality.
You can say anything.
It's about treating women equal to men. That's what it is. That's what feminism.
I feel you, but
if you put women on a pedestal, that's not feminism.
People say Muslims about equality. They say they treat women equal. They'll say all kinds of shit.
No,
everyone thinks they're coming from great philosophy. I'm not an opponent of feminism or feminazis as
I'm a feminist.
I'm
all for women being treated equal. I don't want women to be put on a pedestal and treated.
But they have to treated
like they're inferior.
But women don't
treat. They can't do the same shit we can do. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a stupid attitude.
They can't play basketball.
There's plenty of. Well, what are you talking about? There's plenty of women that can play basketball.
And then in the WNBA.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But of course, they're not as good at basketball as men are. But we men are not as good at I don't know, decorating a house or something like that as they are.
Just put your mind to it.
Fucking cooking or some shit. I don't know.
Cooking. What do you mean?
No, I'm a great cook.
All the best men. All the best cooks are men.
Yeah,
as I know from.
We're not as good at doing the dishes as they are. Some shit like that.
Wolfgang puke. Oh no,
do the laundry.
Why would I want
things
to do
clean.
dishes?
Think about it. If you live with a woman, the house is always clean. If you live without a woman, if you live by yourself, the house is always a fucking filthy mess.
Well, speak for yourself.
If it's just
Jonathan.
2 guys living there, 3 guys living there, it's fucking worse.
Because I have a roommate who's a guy, and our place is pretty clean. I mean, we let it go. We have to get it clean.
Once in a while,
I'd say quite clean.
Yeah, once in a while you have a clean roommate. Especially people from California.
No, I mean we're friends in the first place, so it's like we can actually understand. Like if I was living with someone I didn't know before and they just had a fucking trash heap in their room or whatever, there would be issues. Yeah. But
Oh yeah. No, if I can smell it from my room, I'm gonna be like, dude, come on.
But
I keep my room clean. I'm not saying that honestly, all men are dirty. I'm just saying that usually.
Oh yeah, of course.
But I've seen a lot of women that are very messy and dirty too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, they can get just as bad, just as worse.
And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that we think that they can't do that they can.
Well, like women might not fight as much necessarily, although they do probably. But yeah, when they're fighting each other, they get really into it and all scrappy, and they just go for the jugular. They're like poking out eyes and shit.
I think going back to the welfare issue, I think welfare.
I love welfare
basically
issues.
It's a statement. Welfare is a statement to say that you're inferior, so we're gonna help you out. You know what I mean? That's what welfare is. It's telling you can't do. It's affirmative action like everyone else.
Right? We discuss deep race-based politics here with fucking weed on the brain. No,
it perpetuates racism too because white people resent black people for being able to get welfare.
It's from this idea,
and shit like that.
It's from
they
an
get
idea,
angry and it fuels their racism.
It's from the idea. Well, not an idea, because it's trying to acknowledge the playing field's not always level. But they did the wrong response to that, which was just
I'm
people
for
of this
reparations.
race will
I'm
get
for
that.
reparations. I think the government owns the black community billions of dollars.
But they're paying out.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't think welfare has been a lot more costly than just fucking rebuilding their ghettos that you destroyed during the Jim Crow era.
It's your fault the show's not funny, by the way, because none of this is funny.
If the government rebuilt all the neighborhoods that they destroyed during Jim Crow. All right, I mean, which is pretty much every black neighborhood in America.
Crow.
Then that would be a lot better than giving them $300 a week or $300 every 2 weeks.
When did we become Rush Limbaugh Jr. at this show? Oh,
I'm just saying.
We've always been there. Yeah,
well,
you're just saying.
Rush Limbaugh never advocates reparation. I'm advocating reparation. I'm actually in agreement with Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson on reparations. Damn. But I'm not for welfare. I think welfare is a waste of money because what are they going to do with $300 every 2 weeks? They're going to buy drugs. That's what I did when I was on unemployment.
The Million Manuel March.
I mean, unemployment and welfare and anything that you get for not working, what are you going to do with it? You're not going to look for a job. You're going to basically spend the money on drugs or buy big amounts buy big amounts of drugs and sell them and make money that way. I know a lot of people who've done that.
Dude, here's the thing we also haven't touched on is the addiction, alcoholism problem is a huge reason why many of these people are even in this state.
And who's pushed all the drugs into the black community?
No, let me guess. Your fucking
the government.
You might as well say the Jews. That's all you say.
I'm not saying the Jews. I'm saying the government.
I say you might as well say
Jew. I didn't say Jew.
Because it's always the same.
By the way, I'm sitting right in between 2 Jews right now. So I did not say Jew. Let's just say that for the record.
But look, man, it's fucking. it's just the same boogeyman. It's the same script every time. It's no different because when you pick the boogeyman, like the government with the capital G, it's not going to be right all the time. Like there's all sorts of different shit going on. But no, does the government sell you alcohol directly? No, but they allow liquor stores to be there, which they should be able to be there. They supposedly make drugs and crack illegal and all that.
Well, let's just say that there's a lot more liquor stores in the ghetto than in any white neighborhood.
Right, and they're feeding the
so
need.
These things are designed
need.
that way. These things are designed that way.
Again, yes, I understand. But there's,
And also because, look, once they put cocaine and crack and all this stuff into the hood, you know what goes really well with cocaine, and I know because I've done it before?
Lasagna.
Alcohol.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
So that's why there's so many liquor stores.
But yeah, there's all this.
It comes from the crack era.
I mean, the addiction problem, and between the ghetto and the prison.
No, I'm talking about the reason there's so many liquor stores in the hood as opposed to white neighborhoods, because a lot of crackheads and cocaine addicts also are alcoholics.
Or just
I know because when I used to do
the
cocaine,
shit.
I was also started drinking a lot more.
Too revealing there, Jonathan.
Oh, well, I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not running for president. I don't give a shit.
What? No, you're running under the green. You're running under the white part. You're running under the China White Party.
Yeah, I snorted. We all snorted here in this room, right?
The Green Party.
You've snorted before.
Oh, no? Me? Yeah. Oh, well, there's no comment or denying. I'm more like Obama.
But when you snort, you want to drink more.
The audacity
of
dope.
Am I right? When you snort, you want to drink more.
Well, you have an upper. It
makes you thirsty.
Well, yeah, that's how Robert Downey Jr. got really into the shit. And all these Hollywood people. It's just like you do a lot of coke and crack and shit, and then that's what brings you way up here in your upward.
Yeah, and then you
need to get back down, and you're drinking alcohol. And you're drinking all throughout the night, too, whether it's before or after. Like, you keep needing more and more to bring you down from the intense fucking white powder highs, no? Is that,
when I was doing shrooms too, I was drinking a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's not a good combination for your liver, but I was distilled.
It's why that's another people get hooked on these painkillers, the downers, like Xanax and everything.
Yeah, I did a lot of that too. I did it all, man.
But that's a lot of mixing too, like mixing it with alcohol and just doing like coke when you're up, and then Xannies will bring you down. Then you drink and you do like it's all this mixing. That's what causes the biggest reactions, but it's a problem too. And you're right, everyone's mixing shit.
But people want to black out. People want to black out. I remember when I was into all these drugs, and this is how you know I'm a true libertarian. I've tried every drug, and
not PCP.
No, fuck that. I'm staying away from all these like zombie drugs. Every like recreational drug, but not these fucking hypnosis drugs. I stay away from these, Except for Xanax has a hint of hypnosis.
Well, wait, no, it's just these are depressants as they call them, but.
But people want to black out. I wanted to black out when I was an addict. I wanted to black out.
One of our previous interviewees, the Britster, the Rock and Roll's Future, the Bill and Ted of IJS, our last interviewee, he said that alcohol is the most destructive drug in America. Now, I don't know. I mean, you could argue with that. I sort of agree, sort of disagree.
Last interview, we interviewed Harvey also.
I know, but I'd say one of our interviewees. Yeah. What was it? We had a piping up from the crowd. Yes, you over there. Hand him the microphone. Say something, Geraldo.
Geraldo Rivera.
No way. You can just say it. What's up?
I just believe that alcohol is probably one of the base narcotics.
Base.
The starting.
A gateway.
Well, no, alcohol was the first.
It's a foundation.
Alcohol is the ultimate gateway drug.
Foundation.
It's what found it.
Not that it's a gateway drug. It's just the first drug, basically ever.
Like it's the first ever drug. It's the first drug that was like cultivated.
Right.
I mean,
it is the easiest drug to make because it's all it is just fermented fruits.
Like you can pick it up anywhere: supermarket, liquor store,
gas station.
You can go to a restaurant.
You can make alcohol out of anything. You can make alcohol out of rice,
potatoes.
You can potatoes. Alcohol on a plane, but you can't smoke.
Sure.
That's how accessible it is.
Oh, no. Yeah,
alcohol
right. It's so prevalent.
It's the devil.
But again, if you believe in the government, the bad government thing, all that, they would want you to have it if it really is the most... I mean, it is the most readily accessible, but you can't deny that alcohol has pretty...
It's the most deadly. It's the most deadly.
Alcohol has very predictable effects. That doesn't mean people are predictable on it, but it has predictable effects, whereas something like bath salts or fucking any PCP or something, you don't fucking know what's going to happen. You might think you're going to grow wings and fly. Like, no one, you know what I mean?
Those are very extreme drugs.
Right, but alcohol in excess...
Alcohol is more accessible.
But alcohol, too much alcohol can lead to shit like that.
Alcohol, cigarettes. You know?
Well, yeah, it's all the accessible drugs.
Yeah.
But again, I would say
it's also like even nicotine gum. You know,
Nicorette.
That still has the chemical in it.
Oh, sure.
So therefore, it's still.
Everyone's
I think
addicted
it's
to some
people who do
chemical.
PCP, like, all right, people who've
stick.
done PCP, like, they're not gonna do PCP all the time. It's too trippy. You know what I'm saying? But people who drink, they'll drink every day. They'll find excuses to drink.
Yeah, because
people who
you
smoke
can.
cigarettes will drink. Will smoke them every
That's
10
why
minutes.
they call it.
That's the. Well, I don't want to say this actually. But never mind.
You're like a guest rapper popping up in the last verse. Yeah, go for it.
That's the best outlet though, and the worst because
It's
you
the
can
easiest.
get it anywhere.
Right. Anywhere.
You can't get crack on the corner. It's not like
Some corners you
Starbucks.
can. Oh, not every corner, but some corners.
That's what I mean. It's not like Starbucks, but you can do that with alcohol.
What
You know?
kills?
That's
Yeah.
the last resort
of
to some people.
getting
in
people.
the
Oh yeah, it's the last
extreme.
resort. You can go get a 99-cent fucking bottle of shit.
Right.
Yeah,
So
liquor.
people will start off on these drugs and then fall out and they hit their bottom. They don't recuperate with getting sober or something like that. And then that's the
exactly.
main thing they fall.
And that's
back.
been a huge. I mean, we never had drugs like this in society before ever. We never had this kind of access to alcohol and all these new
bath
drugs and old
salts
drugs and
is
everything.
Just like that's
Bath
when
salts-
that came on the news, it actually made me very kind of nervous because I was just like, someone basically just picked anything up off a shelf and said, I wonder if this will make me.
It wasn't. What it was is someone figured out it is an
But who
actual
was that
bath
person
crystal.
Right. But the thing about it though is
Yeah.
that person picked that up,
Yeah.
found that out, and did whatever
someone
they did
figured it
with
out.
it, and
It's just
That's
crazy.
how
good with
it
it.
went,
The
though.
point is,
Exactly.
the legal drugs are more dangerous than the illegal drugs.
Well, it's just they're so
that's-
prevalent. They're so out
alcohol
there.
kills more people
Well-
than guns, by the way.
Well, it's
Sycamore.
also the fact of that the addiction rate is a lot higher on pills. A lot higher. It's
Oh, the
3
prescription?
times, it's
Yeah.
3 times more
For
than
sure.
a regular illegal drug.
Because it's synthesized. It's real shit. It's
also
not
that
cheap
you can
shit.
get it a little easier, but also the fact of that there have been studies that if you take too much certain pills, pain pills, that you can create back pains just from the
When
The
you're trying to.
dependence
the
on it,
medicine, right? Well, no, not even.
It doesn't
dependence,
heal you, it
Just
just
the medicine going through you and the basically the outgoing.
The thing is,
back
painkillers.
gives you a bad
Yeah.
back, gives you this and that if you take enough.
Yeah.
So then you start taking them for that, and it never relieves it.
Right.
Right.
Interesting cycle.
It just makes it
Right.
worse because you don't feel the
But
pain.
it's also
You
the
don't
fact-
feel that you're hurting yourself even more when you're
But that's
straining
also
your
the
back.
fact of every other drug. It's just this is more accessible because if you have a doctor's note.
Right,
you
weed
can
does the
get
same thing.
this,
Weed is a
you know?
painkiller, but weed is also the only drug that's been proven to make tumors go away and actually relax you enough to allow the natural
I've
healing
never
process.
Heard of anything getting a tumor away except for.
Well, look it up. Look it up. They found
Whoa,
out that
hey now.
marijuana can actually make tumors go away.
The radiation, they say tumors go away.
No, that doesn't
Well,
work.
weed, I don't
Radiation
believe-
is bullshit.
like,
It's just give people more cancer.
Here's the thing. Yeah, well, weed, like, they have a lot of healing claims about weed, and I don't doubt it, some of them, but I don't believe all the shit I hear
Right.
about
Look it
weed.
up,
I
dude.
don't-
Look it
No,
up. The guy got raided, though.
Hey,
they
dude,
raided
you
the
can-
guy who
hey,
created the
but you
so-called
can
cancer
also-
cure.
But you can also look up medical records of people getting saved by radiation. You can. You can look up.
I don't
anything.
think radiation
I
has
could
ever
look up
cured cancer, dude. It would
the
be all over the
Sasquatch
news.
Photos.
Oh,
It would be
yeah,
all-
the Sasquatch is out there.
And
No. This was
I
on the
can
news,
see-
though. This was on the news. This
So
guy
is
had
the
the cure for
Sasquatch.
cancer,
Power
and they
panel.
raided his
How many
house.
times
Yeah, I've
on
seen
the
UFOs
news?
on the news.
Yes, I've seen.
I've never
everything.
seen anybody say they could cure cancer with radiation. I've never seen
there
that.
was just a guy I saw on the
Never heard of
internet today.
chemotherapy.
Chemotherapy
Yeah,
doesn't
I've
cure
heard of it.
cancer. And in a lot of cases, it makes it worse.
Yeah, my mom had it. She had breast cancer. She survived. I mean, this is years
Yeah,
ago.
but it's still
yeah.
there.
But she
It's
had
it doesn't-
chemo.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
helped.
So
her
it
hair
doesn't
fell out
cure
and
it.
everything.
Right.
It doesn't cure it.
That's-
seemed to have
it's
helped.
a horrible thing to go through because it's basically poisoning your body. But it does kill those cells that are, it kills a lot more live cells
Yeah,
too. But
it kills a bunch of cells.
Right.
But
that's
it's
why
not. What
it
I'm saying
kills
is.
all cells.
What I'm saying is
It's
no
not
one.
a-
It's
not
not
a
a
permanent
cure.
thing.
Is what I'm saying.
Well,
It's what it is. It's just.
No, I mean
prolonging the process.
Well, it is a cure in so many ways. That's why they can't give you any absolute results with cancer or any other disease because they can say,
Right.
"Here, take this," but you're unique and you're unique and I'm unique.
Yeah,
Everybody
to
has a
each
different
their
cell
own.
structure. So if something takes somebody could be the strongest person in the world. You ever heard a guy named Jogger, Jim Fix?
Jim Fix.
Jim Fix was a great jogger. Did a jogging book. He did a bunch of jogging stuff.
Oh, I think I have heard of him. Yeah.
Of a massive heart attack.
While
at
jogging.
a young age, while jogging.
Yeah.
This guy was the most fit guy.
Dude, I'll give you another
what's
example.
His name? Jack LaLanne.
He was old, or he is old. Is he still alive?
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that guy, the same thing with a juicer. He did the same thing. He worked out to the extreme.
Yeah.
And he made it to 90 something.
Yeah.
And died, I think, like 3-4 years ago. But still.
Yeah, he was like pulling boats with his teeth at age 80 and shit.
You know what? I heard about that.
Yeah, some
and
crazy
I heard
shit.
that what happened was that it was just linked to him. I thought that was it too.
I got you. He was just, it's a little paddle boat. But here,
it was a big boat, but they're looking into his back.
it's on the water.
Not his
How could you not pull it? It's on the water.
No,
you're not on the ground. No, I know it's hard.
It
weighs
try to pull a 1,000
I'm sure I get
boat
tired.
in the water.
All right.
Way,
So here's the deal there.
He did the same exact thing and did the opposite. He died 90, not like 40. So it's not even a fact about like.
But so he did chemo, or no? He didn't.
It doesn't matter. Everybody is different.
Oh, I'll give you another example.
I
don't know what he died of.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever,
a lot of times it kills them. The chemo ends up killing them instead of
kill a lot of people for a lot of different.
Yeah,
reasons.
What I'm saying is this guy's.
Hold on.
This guy.
Somebody can get stung by a bee. And die immediately.
You know the Spartacus.
Oh, you mean like John? The Jeff Hanneman?
Right.
Hanneman?
Well, no, not even that. But
the slave. No, that's a
he died from
spider
a spider
bite.
bite.
Well, everybody
supposedly.
is different,
Allegedly,
and they react to different to things.
I know.
You know?
Health is different for everyone.
Exactly.
Like
What is a doctor to say that he studies in a book that hears a story about something?
People. There's a lot of different.
That's why
look at the show.
That's why I'm trying to make the
Right,
argument
but-
against chemotherapy because it hasn't been proven
you're making an argument
to work.
now.
Whereas medical marijuana,
This fool has an
there's
argument.
designer marijuana that can actually take out tumors, and this has actually
Sounds
been
like
proven.
knocked up,
This has
but-
been proven. They did this experiment at Yale or Stanford or one of these big
good
colleges.
school.
Yeah,
A
one of the big
fine
Ivy League
school.
school, and they proved that it's correct, that it actually works. And then there's a guy who had a facility where he was actually curing cancer patients, and they
shut him
rated
down.
Homeland
They shut him
Security
down.
rated that shit.
Yeah,
and this guy's in jail now. He
So
claimed
they-
they have a cure for
so
cancer
they tell you.
using medical marijuana, and they put him in jail. So
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that this is for sure the cure. I'm just saying, why would they put him in jail if he claimed he had the cure to cancer?
We got this.
You know why? The answer is the
Maybe-
cancer
Well,
industry.
fool-
The cancer industry doesn't want a cure for cancer.
Well, yeah, no, the
because
money's
they
in the
make way
treatment.
too much
I
money
know,
off
you
the
get it.
drugs.
But
We know
also
this.
maybe it's because he didn't have the right permitting or the right.
Supposedly, a dude
The,
cured cancer in the 30s.
chemotherapy industry alone would have that guy killed.
Supposedly, a scientist in like the 40s or 30s created this wave machine that cured cancer.
Freud, dude.
Whatever. Yeah, maybe it works.
Freud used to do a massive amounts of cocaine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all
He was old, yeah.
different bodies.
Exactly, you're right.
It's all different minds.
Yeah.
Look at the Rolling
Stones.
Stones.
No, I mean,
But
you're
they
right.
do the pure shit
Seriously,
too.
Everybody
But
else
see-
guys, these guys are still.
But they do
marching
the
on
pure.
stage,
They
which
do
is
the.
awesome, so.
They do the pure heroin though. They don't fuck with that trashy like street heroin. You know, that's why these guys are
Well,
still
supposedly,
alive.
look at Willie Nelson. He just turned 80. He's done all the fucking weed and the drugs
Yeah,
and
but he
everything,
smokes
right?
good weed.
But yeah, he
he'll
does
never
pure
smoke, like,
shit. He
truck,
doesn't.
like,
he does
mix with
and he
anything
probably
else or
doesn't do
anything like that.
prescription. Like he probably doesn't pop Xannies every day.
Oh no, he's
you
not
know,
like
and
all these
this
old
shit.
people that are dependent on painkillers and that are always
Yeah.
in pain because they're dependent
just
on
smokes a
painkillers.
lot.
But then again, who knows?
We don't know. You're right.
Who knows?
Who
Painkillers
knows?
perpetuate.
Does he
pain.
drink? Does he
Yeah.
whatever? Who knows? Exactly. Like, dude, my friend, my friend told me about his friend's grandpa, who's like 96 and smokes 2 packs a day or a pack a day or something.
Yeah.
And then I was saying, do you know that TV show Spartacus that's on right now? The guy who used to play Spartacus, like in the first season or whatever, was like this super in shape, ripped, yoked, like 30-something dude, and he just fucking died out of nowhere from some like rare bullshit, you know, just like. Yeah, they replaced him with another fucking chiseled ass dude. But like, yeah, exactly. So compare that right there.
Have you ever seen? Grumpy Old Men?
Yeah,
Oh sure, not part
Yeah.
2, not Grumpier, but yeah, I've seen Grumpy.
I know
Maybe it was
you're talking
Grumpier. I
about,
can't remember
Yeah.
what it was, but there's this really funny line by the grandfather of the I think it was Jack Lemmon's dad. in
Jack
that
Lemmon's
movie.
dad.
Anyway, he was this old comedian. I forget his name, but he had this really funny this line where he said, "I'm 98 years old, and
Right.
you want to know what my health diet is? He goes, in breakfast, when I wake up, I eat a whole plate of bacon. And
really?
Lunch, I have a whole plate of bacon.
Wow.
He's like, and I smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and I usually end up drinking my dinner. Yeah, so
that's it.
It just made me wonder, you know.
Yeah. That's the secret.
It made me laugh,
well, I mean, if you look at
I've seen lots of people on the news that also say, like, this woman did this so much, smoked 3 packs a day, ate 2 pounds of bacon, had fried foods, did all this. She's 102 years old.
Dude, check this out.
This other person dies 25 because he texts YOLO.
Is that you know that story? Yeah, the rapper that was texting you. Oh yeah, well, there's an actual story.
Wow, of course there had to be that.
Well, yeah, no, there was a rapper, a black dude in like Virginia. He was like 21, and he was like, YOLO, I'm doing 120 around the corner. Yeah, exactly. It was a rapper. Yeah, he rammed into a brick wall with his helmet. Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, it was the YOLO kid. He was like, YOLO. Okay, let's get back to Mello's.
I was gonna say though about
no.
I was gonna say about touching on the part where you're saying that, you know, my great grandmother. I don't know how old I think she must be 100 something by now. I don't, you know.
Right.
She eats nothing but red meat and drinks Coca-Cola. That's all she does. She doesn't eat vegetables.
But I guess if you just stick to it.
Wait. She eats raw red meat?
I didn't say raw.
You know what?
Oh, so
no, cooked, obviously, but
what, medium well done?
Okay.
Raw.
What do you get?
Rare, medium rare, however she wants. I mean, she lives in South America where they raise their cows a lot
it's
better.
Real Coca-Cola. It doesn't
meat.
have high fructose.
Yeah, in South America, they make real Coca-Cola with real sugar cane instead of corn syrup like we use here. So they're not down with Monsanto down there, obviously. But so my grandmother has been eating non-Monsanto meat and drinking non-Monsanto Coca-Cola her whole fucking life.
I know. So
when she comes here and when she visits, we have to buy fucking a gang of fucking meat, like real meat, like good meat. Like we have to find a butcher and and buy a bottle of like real Coca-Cola from like Mexico.
So really everybody's fucked whether you're healthy or not if you're under Monsanto's reign.
That's what it is. It's not about how much you eat or the kind of foods you eat. It's about where is this food coming from? Who's making that food for you? You know what I mean? Monsanto, Blackwater, really? That's who's making your food? The fucking most evil like corporation in the world? You know what I mean?
No, but
these are guys who own Blackwater. Blackwater are these nameless mercenaries who all have their identities wiped because they have such horrible criminal records, and they go around the world. They go around the world murdering and raping. I'm gonna say the real about Blackwater. If I get killed tomorrow, you know why? Because Blackwater is a group of terror. It's a terrorist group.
You're getting in there.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sure there's good people. I'm sure there's good people in Blackwater who thinks it's just a friendly military group that they're just, and they maybe don't know how corrupt Blackwater really is. The majority of Blackwater is a bunch of murdering, raping thugs.
Well, think about it. If Blackwater, you say Monsanto owns Blackwater now? Or
Monsanto owns Blackwater, so a.k.a. The Kraft.
It's almost like a food service. Like
they're called Kraft, by the way.
Yeah, Kraft.
They're called Kraft International.
Where's Blackwater?
Blackwater is a military group that's basically it's employed by we used to be employed by Halliburton during the Iraq War. They're a bunch of mercenaries that where is Blackwater?
Yeah.
They're all over the world. They're like global. They're like a global entity basically. They're like the global army basically. But I mean it's mostly like money from the State Department and shit like that, you know what I mean? But the way they pay them, they pay them in straight cash, so you never really know who does the killing and shit like that, you know what I mean? But they sent Blackwater all over to Iraq and Afghanistan and Libya and all that shit, and those are the guys doing all the crazy like black ops basically. They're the ones blowing shit up. They're the ones creating the terrorism basically, you know what I mean? Creating the violent environment. So, for those of you who don't know who Blackwater is...
Oh, yeah, what is this, a fucking teaching company, learning
and they're
seminar?
now owned by Monsanto, which is the biggest food corporation in the world.
Blackwater, that could be a reference to high fructose corn syrup or something.
No, this is all public. This was on the news.
Hey, what do you feel?
Monsanto just bought Blackwater. This is not secret shit.
No. So, I'm just wondering.
I saw a thing on Facebook. This is not
like secretive like Alex Jones shit. Nah, this is all
people
real
know
public
this stuff.
shit. Everybody in the State Department acknowledges Blackwater. They say, we want to thank Blackwater. They're doing all the jobs that our military is not always capable of doing. You know?
We do the jobs military doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
So I've
They're
said
the Black Ops units, basically. They're all a lot of them are
Blackwater-
former Navy SEAls.
what if Monsanto?
But a lot of them are
listen to
just like nameless people that we don't know. They
They're
could be
nameless
terrorists.
SEAls.
They could be people from Al Qaeda. We don't know.
So-
because they're completely off like the
What
record.
if Blackwater is just going to be a food product put out by Monsanto? Like an energy drink or some shit. That's why they bought it for the brand name. And or Blackwater equals.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It's all about
they bought the soda company Blackwater.
So
which
now
is a
instead
grape juice company.
of the U.S. military guarding poppy fields
they
in
bought
Afghanistan.
They bought Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah,
That's what they
exactly.
bought.
It's part of, and that's very Masonic. The whole Kraft.
Monsanto
obviously.
already owned Kraft, by the way, macaroni and cheese. So they already own that. They don't have to.
They wanted to be Kraft with a K, but that's already taken.
Yeah.
The Z. Yeah,
So
they
it's
changed
Kraft
their
with a
name.
C, yeah.
But honestly, again, much like don't come after
K, I
us,
don't-
Blackwater. We don't need
No, there's a lot of
point
good
wasting
people.
your
There's good
time.
people in Blackwater. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I'm sure
Blackwater-
there's good people in every sector of life. That a lot of them are just ignorant and they don't know what's going on, so they just follow orders. But there's people in there that know what the fuck they're doing. They enjoy it. They enjoy that shit. What I mean? That's who I'm really calling out. I'm not calling out the good people in Blackwater. Like I'm not calling out the good Navy SEALs or the good Marines. I'm calling out at all level of military the people who are raping children in Iraq
y'all
and
military
Libya
cats-
and all these other countries.
As I know from the Michael Bay Transformers series, you military guys, the dudes there are the fucking last line of defense between. They are the turning point. We all know this. They
Yeah.
are the ones with the power to change
But
things
just
if they
like
are
cops,
good.
just
Only if
like
they are
cops,
good.
There's corruption
Good guys with the
everywhere.
guns.
There's
Yeah.
no, well, that's why it's good to have good guys with guns because there's a lot of bad guys with guns.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
so if our good people in the military, they could turn around and they do the right shit, but it's impossible
they're not
because the
because-
orders they get
Because the bad people are at the
fucked
top.
up.
The people, exactly. The bad people are running the military, so they're not.
So
they're not
you
going to
can-
be able to just. They're usually the friendly fire that happens in the military.
you get
is
Tillman,
the bad guys
you get Tillmanized,
killing the good guys.
You get Tillmaned.
Yeah, like Pat Tillman, who was probably murdered because he was against the war and he was going to return to America and speak out against it, and he was murdered.
But all it takes is the one dude in the unit who's willing to play ball and off the guy who's the target. It doesn't mean the whole unit is bad, but honestly,
But look at all the
y'all
guys,
got to turn it around. Turn it
all
around,
the,
guys.
SEAL Team 6 guys who are
Oh,
now
yeah.
dead. There's like 30 of them, right?
Yeah. Oh, and I told you this that the next Spielberg movie is gonna be American Sniper, based on the Chris Kyle
Oh my
book,
God.
starring Brad Cooper.
By the way,
come on.
there's pictures-
He just got killed, and now they're making a movie about him. Come on, how close is
By
that?
the way, there's pictures. I don't want to sound crazy, but there's pictures of the Boston bombing on Google
With the
images. There's a guy that looks exactly like Chris Kyle, like
You know who Chris-
basically like standing right next to the Saudi kid that was deported back to Saudi Arabia.
You know who Chris Kyle might be? Chris Hemsworth, who plays Thor. They are kind of the same. What if it's the same Crisis actor? They're both named Chris.
Wow,
Dallas
that
Goldberg
would be really deep right
Yeah.
there. I mean, the crisis actor thing is a whole nother level of conspiracy theory that, of course, like if you get into, you get called insensitive
or insane.
Yeah, exactly. It's even crazier than thinking 9/11 was inside job. If you think
it goes
Sandy
to the
Hook
next
was
level.
all a crisis act.
Bin Laden was played by Morgan Freeman and shit. Whatever was going on. Yeah, but
Like the people
this is
that
the
think
thing-
Bin Laden and Obama are the same person.
Oh yeah,
and
I'm
shit,
down
you
with
know?
that. We all know that. Yeah, or the old ancient pharaoh.
Osama, Obama, and
Yeah,
they have
Obama.
the same lining of the eyes
No,
and
but
all
Chris
that.
Kyle,
line up
because
with the eyes,
Chris
whatever.
Kyle is that kind of dude. Like he is a Chris Hemsworth-ish kind of role. Like that's who would play him in a movie, except that it'll be Bradley Cooper. But and he's all there in the Boston
God.
bombing, and he just got killed, and it makes way for his. And him, not only him though. It's him and his boy who was also top sniper. So they took out two of the top military U.S. snipers in one go.
Chris Kyle.
Okay, that wraps it
If
up.
he's dead, rest in peace, Chris Kyle. If he's
Yeah.
still alive, working for Blackwater, and really was behind the Boston bombing, then
Do the right
fuck
thing.
Chris Kyle.
Yeah, Spike
You
Lee
know?
says do the right thing. All right, peace or
Yes, IJS Radio. Do the outro.
Okay, no
IJS Radio. Are we saying IJS or I'm just saying?
Well, the thing is that there already is I'm just saying's out there.
So we'll just
but
say-
if we abbreviate to IJS, then we can still.
So
keep
just
the
say
time there.
IJS Radio.
Yeah.
IJS.